Good morning. Today, right now, actually, I'm just going to speak to you really quick about boundaries, and specifically boundaries in relationships, and how to effectively use them as opposed to not effectively, because it's one of the things that I think if we taught this in schools, the world would look a lot different. One of my clients told me not too long ago, and I want to make this very short. We can get into the how-tos later, but one of my good clients, one of my apprentices, said to me she heard a very well-followed leader speaking to something called boundaries, and she said boundaries are like walls. Now I think that that's not a terrible analogy. However, I think that they're only like walls until you understand or distinguish between the two. Uncollapse it like an accordion so you can see really like what's available. So walls, like walls. Oh, see what happens when you knock on a wall. It's okay. It's okay. It's me. Anyways, walls are solid. You tend not to be able to go through them, and you even put things on them because they look boring, or you'll put like artwork, and you forget that the wall's even there. So it's almost pretending as if you cannot see what's on the other side of the thing. You're almost avoiding things. I talked about avoidance on another one. Now, boundaries, on the other hand, if you think in terms of sports, and not everybody's a sports fan, but you can get this, there's a line that's out of bounds, say football. Most people understand the out of bounds line on football, the white line. You know it's there, and if you want to, you can step over the line. So boundaries are, a very simple metaphor is this. Think about a pile of dog doo, okay? And in life, you have moments where it's like, ugh, you have these moments where you just like that, and it's like you just stepped in something that didn't make you feel too good. Now, a good friend of mine, his name is Joe, I love him to death. He once explained to me, and I may be getting this wrong, but it makes a lot of sense to me at this point, and others too. The only thing you should actually judge is your feelings about the thing, or the experience, or the pile of dog doo, instead of judging the thing, because judging the thing it's limiting it to just that thing, and there's not a lot available there. And let me give you an example of what I mean. So let's say that pile of dog doo, it's there, it had no choice in the matter, and what it was, it's just there minding its own business, and you step in it. So instead of being mad at the dog doo, just recognize how the dog doo makes you feel when you step in it, and say, do I want experiences, plural, that make me feel like this? Probably not. So what you do is you create a boundary so you don't step in that direction consciously, instead of stepping into it unconsciously over and over again. I think even Einstein spoke into doing this, like he came up with his own definition of insanity, which I love, because that's what this is all about, is coming up with refinements and new definitions and things like that. But he said doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity. So if you keep stepping into the dog doo, or whatever the dog doo might represent, that's on you. If you want to have some freedom from the feeling, then create a boundary and say, that type of experience has me feel a certain way. I feel this way. I don't want to feel disgusted or betrayed and things like that. So you can create a boundary for yourself to see that coming in relationships, and you can effectively not step in that direction. You can step around it, or not away, like I don't want to say you're moving away from it, but you're not pretending it's not there is what the thing, which is what avoidance and walls and things like that are. So that's boundaries, and we can get into the how-to later, and I want to keep this, we just hit 4:20, so have a wonderful morning.